Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Rockville. North America's largest rock festival is finally here.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
Alex of Deadly Apples.
Nice, here at Welcome to Rockville, and I caught your set Wednesday night. I feel bad for the people that didn't make it because it was a badass set.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated.
What did it feel like playing at the Daytona Speedway?
It was amazing because somehow everything we've done in the U.S. always skipped Florida for some reason. So it was actually our first time playing in Florida. And I used to come here in Daytona on vacation as a kid. So it felt like a full circle moment to be able to finally play here and not just be here on vacation. So it was really amazing and huge turnout. Couldn't have asked for better reactions. So yeah, we're very grateful for the opportunity and for everyone's reactions.
And it was a great crowd for a Wednesday night before the festival is even officially started. People really liked it.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know what to expect since it was the opening night. It felt great to see that people showed up and they came early to catch our set. I actually saw some Deadly Apples shirts in the crowd, including some from past tours and people singing the lyrics. Huge mosh pits from beginning to end. It was a very short set, so it was very an intense set list. And yeah, it was fucking cool.
What does it feel like when you watch people in the crowd singing your songs?
It's a special feeling because whether it's myself writing lyrics alone on my own or my bandmate Antoine writing the music, like you do this in a in kind of a lonely, isolated way. So to see it essentially come to life in a live setting, it's a very special feeling.
No doubt. And I love what you said about coming to Florida because I live in Florida. Our main studio is in Florida. And no, bands don't come here often because it's a pain in the ass because it's such a big state. They have to drive so far into the state and drive out to go to the next gig. So I'm thankful that you were here at Welcome to Rockville in Florida.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
We love when bands actually get to us. So what would you say is one of the coolest stories in your whole journey in music that you would share with like your grandkids?
I don't know if I can pick one, but generally speaking, we've been very fortunate to tour with so many amazing artists that we grew up listening to, like Korn. We've been on tour with them in Japan, which was amazing. Also in Europe, did some dates. Rob Zombie, Manson, Deftones. It's just a great feeling getting to get some form of recognition from people you grew up listening to. So yeah, I would say that it's in general just all these experiences. And if you had told me all these things when I was a teenager listening to these bands, I wouldn't have believed it.
You couldn't even imagine that looking forward to now from then. So I told you, probably, like, you're out of your mind. It's like something you can't even fathom.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully we can keep doing it for as long as possible.
Are you going to be watching Korn tonight?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've known Monkey since I was a teenager, actually. I used to sneak backstage at their shows when I was a teenager.
Nice.
And years later, he played guitars on 2 of our songs, including Further. And yeah, as I mentioned, they took us out on tour a few times. We also played many festivals with them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Nice. What else you got going on the rest of 2025?
We're focusing on releasing new music. We've got a full new album called Distress, which was produced by my bandmate, Antoine, and was mixed by Ben Gross, who worked with so many amazing artists, everyone from Filter to Manson. There's too many to name. And we actually got Danny Lohner of Nine Inch Nails to play all the guitars and bass on the album. We actually released the first single, Volatile, earlier this year. The reaction has been really good. Richard Patrick of Filter actually has additional vocals on the song.
That's cool.
And yeah, we released the music video for that, which was also directed by my bandmate, Antoine. And yeah, the reaction has been really good. And we released a second song called Envious and Little, and we're about to release next month the second single called Sacrifice, which we actually played here the other night. And yeah, I think we're going to keep releasing songs individually. And at one point later this year, we'll just release the full album.
Nice.
Yeah, we're looking forward to also doing more shows, more tours, and hopefully come back here in Florida.
There you go. And the new music, how do you feel as the artist it's evolved from previous music of yours?
I feel like it's, in a sense, we went back to our roots, and it's unrestrained.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was done, I feel, in a more modern way. We actually did some pre-production work on the album with Michael Beinhorn, who's an amazing producer, and the demos we were doing back then, he sent us like 10 pages of notes, which essentially was saying that it feels like you guys are like restraining yourselves and you're not like going full out. And I guess that's what we needed to hear. And a lot of the songs on the album are very aggressive, very dark, very angry. But there's also some very accessible songs and softer songs. So I feel like it's a good mix, and the songs work both on an individual level, since not everyone, unfortunately, listens to full albums these days.
Yeah.
But for those who still do, it feels like it's still a full story, and there's a cohesion when people will get to listen to the full thing from front to back.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't listen to part of Dark Side of the Moon.
Exactly.
And I think we are making a little bit of a comeback, maybe. I've found that talking to some artists, like, there are some people that are coming back to that full album experience opposed to just the 10 seconds of, let me see if this is okay. I think that's what was better back in the day, where you had to spend your hard-earned money as a teenager on an album that you never had a chance to hear. I think because you spent your money on it, you made sure you listened to everything on that album.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was doing growing up, and I'm happy that there's still people that listen to full albums. But at the same time, I understand that, especially for the younger generation, everything is so quick and easy. Like 2 seconds in, if we didn't grab their attention, it's skip, next.
And there's too much content for them to choose from. So it's not like it's either this album or that album. It's which of these 10 million songs should we listen to next?
Yeah, that's definitely a huge challenge. And especially, I guess, for a band like us, because we really wanted to put in the work on the album. You know, a lot of bands, and I have nothing against that, but a lot of bands these days, you know, they just do everything in the box, like just on their laptops and in their basement thing. We spent literally a year at a studio in LA, like just working on this album with some legends, as I mentioned earlier. And we really wanted to have the quality there. I know that's very important for Antoine because he writes the music. And so how can we get this level of quality and have it be as thoughtful as we want it to be and as meaningful as we want it to be, and at the same time be able to appeal to that younger generation and grab their attention, which is extremely difficult to do these days.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll pull it off. But so far, as I was saying, I feel like we got a great response with the release of Volatile. So we're very grateful for that response.
And you killed it here at Welcome to Rockville, so obviously it's working.
Yeah, the live show is a whole different animal, and I feel like that's probably one of the best ways to experience Deadly Apples. I think a lot of bands, for them, doing a show is, okay, I get up on stage, I play my instrument, and then I get off stage, and that's it, which is fine. To me, like, I just try to get in a totally different headspace.
Yeah.
And it feels more like a therapy or an exorcism, and I'm really feeling it when I'm up there. And as much as I'm very calm and quiet, and when I'm off stage, as you can probably see right now, like when I go on stage, it's like this whole other side just comes out.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely part of what makes Deadly Apples unique and what makes our live shows memorable, because it feels like rock has become so safe and it lost the danger, the excitement, the unpredictability. And I think when we go on stage, anything can happen, which got us in trouble many times, unfortunately. but I think that's what people like, and that's been missing.
Yeah, totally. It's always what was associated with rock and roll. And it's funny even now, like people ask, hey, can you get me backstage? I'm like, there's no reason.
Yeah, nothing's
There's
happening.
nothing going on. They're still stuck in the 80s when I was involved in that backstage. That was a reason to go backstage. But then you didn't even have to ask. It's like the bands just brought you back there and stuff.
Yeah, hopefully we can bring some of that excitement back.
Yeah, it reminds me of what you were talking about before. Have you seen the meme of the 80s rock star compared to the rock star today?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so it's got two pictures. You got the picture above, and it's like the hair metal dude lying on the ground with guitar in one hand and bottle of whiskey in the other, passed out. And then goes to today, and it's some kid sitting in his seat at his desk with the guitar on his lap while he's typing on the computer. And that says it all right
Yeah, it says it all.
right? And you have some of the greatest musicians, they dedicate 8 hours a day to hone their craft. And then, like, you were talking about, like, the quality. I'm all about that, too. Same with me. In my industry, it's become, like, you have all these DIY people that probably shouldn't be doing what they're doing. And they watch some YouTube video and they buy some $60 podcast set with a mic and a headphones and mixer board, and like, they don't even realize that's a piece of crap if it's only $59 and it's going to sound like crap. Whereas I'm a big believer, okay, we're great, we're streaming, we're doing, it's cool, but we still have to run it like a real radio station. We have professional engineers, state-of-the-art equipment, and you mix the sound to make it sound professional. And I'm hoping you bring that back too.
Yeah, I guess it's a problem of everything being so accessible now.
Yeah. And the fact that people think that just because you can do it from your bedroom, you should.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Anything else you want to share with the listeners that we haven't covered already?
Look out for the new songs and the new music videos that are coming very soon, and the new album that's coming out later this year. And yeah, we hope to be back soon in Florida and elsewhere in the U.S.
Nice.
And yeah, it's nice being in this kind of weather instead of freezing up in Canada at home.
I could tell you the coldest I ever was in my life, and I've been like a half an hour from the North Pole, is Niagara Falls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It was like, I told the story before because we've had a few Canadian bands here this weekend, and I'm from New York and New Jersey, so I've done Times Square on New Year's. One year I decided to do Niagara Falls on New Year's, and I'm a total FOMO person. Like, I don't want to miss out on anything. I was married at the time, and it was like 11:30, and I said to my wife, I was like, I'm going back to the room, I'm done. And she looked at me like I was insane because I would never do that, but it was so freaking cold. And now I live in Florida. I don't think I could ever even live in the cold for long term anymore because I remember being younger too and liking it. And I'm thinking, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
But you do have beautiful country up there.
Yeah. And I actually live in the countryside, especially during winter. It just feels so isolated and desolate. And I guess in a way it helps me just focus on what I have to do essentially and not being distracted. And
it's good for creativity, right? Because you're like, all you can do is be creative.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Love it. So tell everybody how they can reach out to you on socials, on the web, buy your merch, because that's the only way you guys survive nowadays. And so they can't listen to my show unless they buy your merch.
I like that. Everything is Deadly Apples. Deadly Apples on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all social media. Our website is deadlyapples.com. Follow us on Spotify and everywhere else. And yeah, we're grateful for everyone's support.
We're grateful you're here at Welcome to Rockville, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thanks to you.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.